Listen up. There's chaos brewing in paradise today. Brendan Rodgers has dropped some bizarre comments about Yang. He's just fired a massive warning shot at the Celtic board. And to top it all off, there's transfer whispers about Scotland's #1 coming to Parkhead. Big shout out to everyone who's been commenting and showing love on the channel. You're absolute legends. These were the top commenters from last week. James Brooks, always dropping some brilliant comments. Cheers, mate. Robert C. Thanks for the support and for joining the convo. Billy Noon, appreciate you for jumping in and backing the channel. You lot smashed it last week. Who's gonna make it onto next week's list then, eh? Don't forget to leave your comments. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Right, let's have a wee chat about this one, because honestly, it's got every Celtic fan scratching their head harder than trying to find a dry spot on a Glasgow day. Brendan Rodgers, our gaffer, made some rather interesting calls before the Dundee match. And by interesting, I mean downright baffling. He decides to start Hyunjun Yang, a lad who's been told he can leave the club, while keeping players who actually want to wear the green and white hoops glued to the bench. Now tell me, how's that supposed to make any sense? Rodgers said before the match that Yang had been training well and that he remembered him being outstanding in a game against Dundee before. Sure, maybe that one game's burned into his brain, because it certainly wasn't from anything recent. He called the right side a wee bit of a challenge. Understatement of the season, mate. It's been a revolving door over there. Between injuries, poor form, and the occasional player disappearing faster than a pint in a Gallowgate pub, it's been chaos. And what happens? Yang gets hooked at half-time, 45 minutes gone, done. Couldn't he make an impact if you gave him another half? The stats say it all. 1 shot, 0 on target, 0 assists, barely 25 touches. It's like he was invisible out there. We were 2-0 down and looking flatter than a burst and brew can. So if he's supposed to be the energy in this team, then someone needs to check the batteries, because they're DID. But let's be fair for a moment. It's not all on Yang. The boy's confidence must be lower than a Rangers fan on trophy day. You tell him he can leave, then suddenly chuck him into a starting lineup. That's no man management. That's confusion at its finest. Meanwhile, players like Michel-Ange Balikwisha are sitting there thinking, why did I even sign? It's like Rodgers has been playing bingo with the team sheet lately, pulling out random names and hoping for a miracle. And honestly, it's these sorts of decisions that make you wonder what's going on in Brendan's head. He's a top manager, but sometimes he makes moves that leave you shouting at the telly louder than when the ref gives the Blues a soft penalty. Now, here's what I want to know, and I'm asking you, because this one's bound to divide opinion. Do you think Brendan's still got the right vision for this Celtic squad, or has he gone too soft and sentimental with players like Yang? Should he be ruthless and play only the ones fully committed to paradise, or do you reckon he's right to give everyone a chance, even those halfway out the door? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jay it loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Now, that's the Brendan Rodgers we all know. Sharp, frustrated, and not mincing his words for anyone. After that shocking defeat to Dundee, the gaffer came out swinging, and this time he didn't just aim at the players. Oh no, he fired a proper warning shot right up the boardroom stairs at Parkhead. You could feel the fire in his tone. Gone was the calm, collected Brendan we usually get. Instead, we got the one who's clearly fed up of pretending everything's rosy when, in truth, we've been running around with a squad that looks about as threatening as a wet sponge. And then he drops the line of the night. You can't be handed the keys to a Honda Civic and be told to drive it like a Ferrari. That's a proper Glasgow zinger right there. He's basically saying, give me the players or stop expecting miracles. Now, let's not kid ourselves. Brendan's no fool. He knows exactly what he's doing with that comment. He's putting the pressure back where it belongs, on Dermot Desmond and the suits upstairs. Because for months now, you and I have seen it. A lack of ambition, a lack of proper investment, and too many excuses about long-term planning, while we're left wondering who's actually scoring our goals. Kyogo gone, Matt O'Reilly gone, Kuhn gone. It's like watching your best instruments being sold off, and then someone hands you a kazoo and says, "Right, now, play Beethoven." And while Rodgers didn't name names, everyone knows the message. The team's lost its bite. The attack's got less spark than a broken fuse box. You can see the frustration in his face. This isn't the standard he promised when he came back to paradise, and it's not the standard you deserve as a Celtic fan. He said it himself. It's not acceptable for Celtic. Damn right it's not, but here's the thing, the timing of this couldn't be bigger. January's creeping closer, and Rodgers has basically thrown down the gauntlet. The board either back him properly this time, or we're staring at another season where we talk about what could have been instead of lifting trophies. The fans have been patient, too patient, and now even the manager's had enough of the same old story. And look, I'll say this with all the love and fire of a man who bleeds green and white. If the board doesn't wake up, they'll be the ones turning paradise into purgatory. So here's the question I want to throw right at you. The one every Celtic fan should be thinking about tonight. Do you think Brendan Rodgers is right to call out the board like this? Or is he just making excuses for his own poor results? And if January comes and the suits don't spend a single pound, what happens next for Celtic? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jai it. Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Now, this is one of those rumors that gets every Celtic fan leaning forward in their seat, eh? Angus Gunn, Scotland's #1, linked with a move to paradise to replace Kasper Schmeichel. You heard that right. The lad who's been keeping Scotland steady between the sticks might be the next man guarding the net at Parkhead. And let's be honest, that sounds like proper business. So here's the deal. Gunn's sitting down at Nottingham Forest right now, gathering splinters while the team's collapsing faster than a pint of Tennent's left out in the rain. He left Norwich thinking he'd get a crack at Premier League football, but he hasn't played a single minute. Zero, not one save, not one catch, nothing. Yet, he's still Scotland's top man under Steve Clarke, which tells you how highly rated he is. Now, Kevin Gallacher, the former Scotland man, reckons Celtic have had their eye on Gunn for a while. Apparently, he's seen as the long-term successor to Schmeichel, whose contract runs out at the end of this season. And let's be honest, Kasper's been a cracking professional, but he's 38 now. There's only so long you can keep expecting him to fly about like he's 25. Gallacher's even hinted that Gunn could make a move as early as January, maybe a wee loan spell to get his form back before the Euros, and then a proper shift north to Glasgow's green half next summer. Makes sense, doesn't it? The lad needs minutes. And what better place than Celtic Park under the lights with 50,000 roaring him on while the rain lashes down on paradise? That's real football. And with the World Cup looming and Scotland already guaranteed a playoff spot, it's not just about the club game. This move could be massive for the national team too. Gunn needs to be sharp, not sitting third choice behind goalkeepers who couldn't save a pie at Ibrox. Now, Gallacher also mentioned something interesting, with Ange Postecoglou just getting the sack at Forest, and yes, I'm still laughing about that. There's a chance the next gaffer down there gives Gunn a clean slate. But let's be honest, if you're Angus Gunn and you've got a chance to swap the City ground for paradise, would you even think twice? You can almost picture it now, the roar of the crowd, the green and white flying high, and Gunn standing tall in goal with a 4-leaf clover on his chest. And that's proper stuff, that is. But here's the spicy bit I want to throw at you. Let's stir the pot a wee bit. Do you really think Angus Gunn should leave the Premier League for Celtic? Or would it be a step backwards in his career? And more importantly, can he handle the pressure of paradise, where every save, every punch, every kick means everything. Hit like, hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant. Leldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic doffs.